Now to a fire that broke out in Kaimuki this evening. This is new video you're watching. This is of the flames that broke out at an apartment building on Wailai Avenue at around 5:30. You can see the fire and black smoke coming out of what appears to be the third floor. All lanes were closed in both directions for nearly 3 hours. KITV4's Jeremy Lee was on the scene, and he now joins us live tonight with how the dramatic events unfolded. Jeremy.
Rick, traffic was snarled on Wailai Avenue into the evening, and over a half dozen fire engines worked quickly to contain that apartment blaze and make sure it did not spread to neighboring offices or businesses. A ladder unit was deployed. 2 residents had to be treated. 1 was transported from the scene suffering smoke inhalation. Residents told me there wasn't any sound of an alarm going off to alert them that one of the units was on fire, but rather it was the smell of smoke that set a small group of neighbors who live in this complex up and down the staircase to see if anybody was trapped in the 3rd floor unit where the blaze broke out.
My neighbors came and banged on the door and said there was smoke and they thought it was coming from my place. I opened up my sink cabinet and smoke was billowing out of it. So I knew it was coming from below.
So the entire building was evacuated of its occupants. 2 people were treated on scene by EMS personnel. One of those people were transported to a nearby hospital.
The fire department was kind enough to say that they've got a vac and they're going to vac up the water. But when I went in, I was stepping in like 2 inches of water. The blessing is nobody was hurt. That's the blessing. And that's what you got to look at, and I'm trying to look at that at the same time. My place is drenched.
That was the downstairs neighbor who got all that water coming down into his unit, whereas the other fellow who lives above got smoke coming up to his. The woman was not home in the apartment where it all started. Overall, it took about an hour for the Honolulu Fire Department to put out the blaze. And Rick, something for viewers to think about. Residents are mystified that they didn't hear fire alarms going off from the complex or individual units. A good reminder, perhaps, it's never a bad time to make sure a fire alarm is working at home. Reporting live, Jeremy Lee, KITV4 Island News Tonight.